As children, we often spend our days imagining how amazing it will be to be an adult. All the cool things we'll be able to do, like driving, drinking, not at the same time, of course, and voting. Voting is one of the most important ways to have your voice be heard. As Americans, I believe we may underestimate the privilege we have with voting, since in many countries, they do not have the opportunities to vote for their leaders. Voting should be a right, but unfortunately, it is a privilege. Knowing this, I believe we should take advantage of what we have. Voting in people who you believe would benefit society the most. The minimum voting age is 18 in the United States. Some may argue that this age is way too young, and some say we should lower the age to as low as 16. This opinion differs from person to person. There is this proposed bill to lower the voting age, but only for specific situations. As we all know, this year is an election year, and due to that, there are many proposed legislation in our voting ballots. The one proposition from California that I will be focusing the speech on, which I believe we must give our utmost support to, is Proposition 18, or Prop 18 for short. What is Prop 18 and why should we care about this? Prop 18 allows certain 17-year-old citizens to vote. Which 17-year-olds will be allowed to vote? Well, if one is 17-year-old and will be 18 by the next general election, they will be able to vote in the primary election. Many people who support this proposition say that this will encourage young people to vote in the election. Young people may often feel discouraged to vote in the general election since they did not choose who the candidate is. It is important for young people to vote since many of these laws and policies will have a great impact on their lives. Many critics of this new proposition say that a 17-year-old may not be fully capable to understand why or who to vote for, which is completely understandable. But how come a 16-year-old and even younger can be tried as an adult for their actions if apparently they are not able to fully comprehend their actions? With this logic and mindset, I believe that it is justifiable to allow 17-year-olds to vote when they are going to be 18 in the general election. I mean, after all, it is their voice and they want to vote. Another thing that critics say about Proposition 18 is that teachers and parents will influence the 17-year-olds to vote for one way or another. This is a valid concern because influences from the other people can sway the choices of the voter. But I believe that in this could happen to people who are 18 and above. Those who are pursuing higher education also have many people trying to influence them to vote for one way or another. After all, there are many debate clubs and people voicing their opinions on social media. Why is it different for high school seniors and college students if they're way too young to worry about this or like all these outside influences? Norway implemented a law that allows 16-year-olds to be able to vote in their elections. It has shown that a lot of young people voting and saying their opinion has benefited their election. It has shown that the younger generations have been more politically active and continue to vote later on life. As for the case in California, I believe that we should not lower the voting age to 16 because that is way too young. But if we lower it to 17 and only for those who would be 18 in the election, we can make a lasting effect on them. After all, lowering the voting age has proven that people were more likely to vote later on in life. Some people may also say that it will cost us a lot to implement these voting laws and so that we can produce more ballots. But in reality, it costs less than 1% of California's spending limit. It will not have an impact on our taxes, so what we as tax-paying citizens will not spend a lot of money on this system. choosing whether or not you want to vote yes for Proposition 18 is all on you. But I want you to think about all the positives that can come out of this. Lowering the voting age to 17 will bring more people to vote in the election. Young people often have the lowest vote out turning rates, and voting yes may increase the voting rate in this age group. I believe that if you have the chance to vote, then go vote. This is your voice. It is one of the most American things we can do. Voting is a way to keep our democracy alive, and being able to use this privilege to vote for our leaders is amazing. We are in a unique position this year with all the intensity of our presidential election to bring change to our country. So I urge you, vote yes on Proposition 18. Go vote, and this will make a lasting impact on our society. Thank you for your time.